All right, hello, it's 8 p.m., December 2nd, 2019. Welcome to the weather update. Snow is finally starting to fall across Long Island after we've been dealing with rain and maybe a little snow mixing in at times, but this is the latest radar here, and you can see here that the snow is now over most of Long Island. This radar is a little misleading, though. When it had snow over us, I mean, this is an estimate to where, but if you this line here, rain could still mix in. And it's a very wet snow too. It's like it's not really powdery. It's still mixed with a little rain and sleet, so it's pretty miserable walking around out there. I do a video of some of the bursts of snow that I saw in Hicksville. But you can see here that now most of our area is snowing as the colder air is working in. It's also nightfall, so temperatures are dropping in the atmospheric column, and that also helps to change this precipitation over to snow. Let's look at the current weather conditions across our area. And right now, we're in 33. Whoa, why are we missing data here? Missing a lot of data. What is going on? Oh, there we go. That's more like it. 33, 34, 34. So still a little bit above freezing. Hasn't really been sticking much here on Long Island, as you'll see. But as the temperatures drop below freezing, it should start sticking. And it has been sticking in New Jersey and to the north and the west. Winter storm warnings in effect for central New Jersey, Monmouth County, Middlesex County, all throughout central New Jersey into northern New Jersey. A winter weather advisory is in effect for the city, extreme northeast New Jersey, and as well as northern part of Nassau as well. And you can see here some of the observations. We still have some winds gusting up there, not as much as before, but still with that wind that's blowing the snow around. Offshore, though, it's been pretty stormy at this buoy here, 51. And the wind gusting to 45, north-northeast at 36, gusting to 45. Temperature is 51 over here, so this is where the warm air is. And water temperature is still close to 60 in this area, so very unusual. I'm positive those water temperatures are above normal. In fact, I will check to verify that. Let's see if we can get the wave heights. The wave heights are close to 15 feet. So very rough seas out there. Let's take a look at this buoy here, get the wave height 11.8 feet. So very rough seas. There has been some coastal flooding on the South Shore once again as a result of these the stormy conditions, the storms, the swells, and also just this onshore flow. This is something we're going to see more and more of now. So let's go look at this. So according to this map looks a little different. So the winter weather advisory is in effect for western Suffolk and Nassau County. And if you go look in here, you'll see winter weather advisory is also in effect for Ocean County as well. Let's go and take a look at this radar here from the Weather Service, and you will see here that you can see that there are some heavier bursts of snow in the mix, and it's all depending on where these bands are setting up. That's really what it all depends on. So let's see if there are any snowfall reports from the Weather Service from the Twitter. So let's see what they have. All right, so here they have updated snowfall graphic. Still has us mainly getting just 2 inches, a little less on the South Shore, a little more toward the north and the west. Still think these amounts might be a little conservative, but maybe not. We'll have to see what happens with the bands. So we haven't even seen any accumulation yet, so I can understand why they are. And this is all we've gotten. This was as of 4 p.m. An inch in Central Park. Everybody else just a trace, and 1.3 inches in Newark. Let's see. There are some comments. So maybe somebody put some. No, still raining. Yeah, so I don't know if this storm is really going to pan out or not. It's really hard to tell because if it changes to snow and the temperature drops and it gets heavy, it's going to accumulate. But it may or may not happen, and that's very hard to say for sure. But I still don't see more than a couple of inches on Long Island for the most part, except for maybe northern and western. Let's go ahead and look at some traffic cameras. So we'll first start off in New York, and we'll see if we can see any accumulation going on. Let's see. We'll first look at Nassau. I'm not even going to look at Suffolk because I know it's not accumulating there either. Does not look like there's any accumulation. This is toward the North Shore. Let me go a little more toward Great Neck. Further north and west, I don't see much. Let's see over here. Does not look like it's sticking even over there. Let's go to Manhasset. Does not look like it's sticking. Nope, does not look like it's sticking. So the roads are just wet. And we're having difficulty accumulating, again, because of the temperature. Some from the city still doesn't look like there's any accumulation. I'll work my way further west. Okay, maybe now that we're in New York City and into Queens, I'm starting to see some accumulation. So you're starting to see that inch or so accumulation, mainly on grassy areas in the city. So let's see if we can get some more here. Alright, so it's definitely the further west you go, the more there's going to be. So if we actually go, if we can look at Staten Island, I bet you there's a good inch or so on the ground there. I bet. Roads are still clear though. It looks like there's no, it's not accumulating on the roads at all. It's just accumulating on the sidewalks a little bit. There's a plow. Yeah, I don't even see much accumulation on the ground even here. So I mean, there's not much accumulation going on yet, and that's the issue. We may not see it. We may not see it. So like I said, the models, it's hard to predict exactly what's going to happen with this. So all right, so we've looked at pretty much. We'll see if we can get a good video, show you the conditions of what's going on outside right now. Show you that there is snow falling outside right now. Show you the camera in Mineola. Let's see if we can get a video up here. Can't really see it. It's very light. It's a really wet snow, and it's mixed with rain and sleet. This is what we've been dealing with through the afternoon, so it can't really accumulate much. But if we go and we look at New Jersey, things are a little different there. And in New Jersey, you'll see that there are some accumulations going on. We'll start off down here. Toms River. Let's see. So it looks like the road is still mostly wet there in Toms River. Still not seeing much of an accumulation here. Let's see. All right, looks like there's some light accumulation on the non-paved surfaces. Some light accumulation. Let's head a little further west. I have a feeling further west it'll be more. Yeah, it looks like there's some light accumulation, maybe an inch on the ground there. What about Manchester? Doesn't look like it's snowing very much there. Alright, that's kind of not working as a video, but let's move further up north. Let's go toward Monmouth County. Let's go southern Monmouth County here. Alright, it looks like there might be a little more. The Parkway still looks decent. Let's see here. That one definitely is not working. Let's see. Neptune here, under maintenance. Colts Neck. Yeah, I can see accumulation on the ground, but not on the road. Maybe a couple of inches there. If you work your way more toward Tinton Falls, I think it's going to be a little more higher. You go into central Jersey. Yeah, I see some on the ground. Not a ton, though. Not a ton. You see over here as we head north, now it looks like more like 2 or 3 inches up into northern Monmouth County. And as we go into central New Jersey, it'll probably be even more than that. Alright, that's not working. Let's go for a little further north here. Can't really see much out of that one. A lot of these just don't want to work. You see the roads are even clear over here, though. It doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too. It really does not look that bad. I think we have to go even further north to see. The road is still clear, but it looks like here maybe you have more like 4 or 5 inches, maybe. So far, we're not really seeing any big numbers down. At least it doesn't look like it from here. We go even further north. Let's see. I don't really want to waste too much time on these cameras. Yeah, this looks like more like 5 or 6 inches, maybe up this far north. But other than that, we can look a little more at Bergen County and Teterboro and see. You can see it is snowing, but not that heavily. It really does not look like there's a lot of accumulation. It's hard to tell from these cameras, um, but you can see there's some accumulation, but again, mostly on the regular ground, not really seeing it on the roadways. Again, the temperatures are just too mild, and the snow really hasn't come down heavy enough. So let's look at the storm on the satellite here. You will see here it is on the satellite, finally starting to slowly move to the off to the east southeast. So we'll look at the models and see where this what's gonna. I mean, it's obviously more of a nowcasting thing than looking at models. We know what's going on here. GFS looks pretty close to what's going on right now with the low. And you can see it pulls away. And we have this light snow that's going to be over us, but it's mainly light snow, and it's still mixing with rain. Still not enough real cold air to turn it all solidly to snow. It looks like the best banding might set up over the Cape. So maybe extreme southeastern Massachusetts as this thing really winds up. And it'll get some more strength as it strengthens a little more, and then it'll be able to maybe get a little more banding going there. But other than that, this is probably not going to give us a whole lot. So let's take a look at the snowfall. Not much. There's barely anything on Long Island, and even southern New Jersey, barely anything. So it's hard to say exactly what's going to happen. This is such a tricky storm to forecast. I mean, even some expert meteorologists having difficulty with this. Let's look at the NAM, and the NAM has lowered its numbers once again. So this is what's probably going to be. The Suffolk County, barely anything. Maybe some closer to 4 inches. This might even be overdone. Maybe close to 4 inches. I mean, probably more like 3.5 inches, maybe in the middle of the city, Central Park, and maybe into parts of northern Monmouth into Middlesex County. I don't really think Middle Monmouth needed a winter storm warning. I don't agree. I don't know why the Weather Service issued it. That was excessive. An Ocean, probably barely anything, barely another inch. So that's the NAM, and this is the NAM that we're looking at here. All right. So let's go and look at. Oh, my mistake. Let's change this over to this. So we'll see on this what happens. So here is again that banding. Where is it going to set up? It doesn't really have banding setting up. That's the issue. And we're not seeing the banding. The best banding is setting off maybe just offshore. And then the dry air kind of works in, because what will happen is as this part strengthens, it pulls down some more dry air and dries this back edge up. But you can see that the Cape is going to get a little more of the banding. So I think that this storm, is going to turn out to be not much of a storm for Long Island at this point. I'm not going to say let's write it off just yet, but honestly, I really don't think it's going to be that bad of a storm. I don't see the roadways getting covered. I see maybe an inch or two mainly on grassy areas, and that's about it. So that's what I'm thinking right now. I think it's looking like that. Like it's just the storm just didn't get going in the right spot. Not enough cold air, not enough moisture on the backside to really. It has to come down heavy to really get it to cool the column down, and we just haven't seen that. And the issue, of course, is the dew point too. So if we look at the dew point on here. This is also an issue. All right, let me move this back up to over here. All right, so you see the dew points are still like hanging around freezing, but they're not enough below freezing to really, cool the air column down, and that's the problem. The drier air, the dew points do come down tomorrow. Obviously, it dries out, but other than that, the storm is just looking like at this point. I mean, for somebody who wanted a snowstorm, obviously, I'm not saying I wanted a snowstorm. I'm just saying, obviously, some people were hyping the storm and thinking it was going to be a big one. And, I wasn't so sure of that because I saw all the warm air that was intruding into the storm. So let's look at the HRRR. Look at this one. So, all right, this is enough for that. So let's look at the 23, the Z run here. All right, so. You can see it develops. It tries to develop some banding, but the dry air just gets in, and that's what we're seeing when we look at the radar. If we look at the radar again, you will see again. It's patchy. It's patchy, and this is the sign of dry air trying to get into the back edge of the storm and dry out these bands that are occurring. So maybe a few bursts of heavy snow, but it's probably not going to be enough to cover the roadways on most of Long Island, except maybe parts of the North Shore of Western Suffolk and North Shore of Nassau. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. So let's go back to this. Okay, so let's see what the snowfall total on the HRRR is. So again, HRRR is only giving us barely another inch. So it's just not looking like it's going to be a big storm for us. It's just not looking like that at this point. I want to check one other thing here. Let me go with the Weather Service in the Philadelphia office and see if, I do not know why they have that winter storm warning up for Monmouth. I don't understand it. I mean, I think it's not unnecessary in my opinion. I mean, let's look at the current conditions at Monmouth right now. Light snow 32, visibility 2.5 miles, so it's obviously not coming down that heavy. And they seem to think there's going to be 2 to 4 inches. So I don't know about that. I don't know. Let's see if they put out any snowfall reports here. From go to Twitter, go to Twitter and we'll look and see if they have any snowfall reports here. Heavy snow occurring. Quick update. 1 inch per hour rates in this area. Snow occurs mainly this evening. Toms River, they're given 3 inches. But I don't see anything about actual snowfall reports here. If you have any, please send them our way. All right, so let's see if there is anything here. Any reports in the comments. There's also coastal flooding too. All right, Keyport. That's Keyport. That was 7 hours ago. There's no real reports. The lack of reports tells me that there's not a big time accumulation going on in the at least this part of New Jersey, the southern part. Anything south of the Raritan. Maybe a couple inches, but nothing really amazing over there. Let's go to windy.com and we'll lastly look at the euro. And we'll see. Euro obviously is probably not going to give us much. Euro is up to its totals against. The euro is now saying it's going to be 5.6. That's why they're issuing these warnings. I don't believe the euro at all. No, I don't believe that. Not enough moisture. I think it's wrong. I honestly think it's wrong. So we'll have to see what happens. What happens when we get done with the snow? Let's talk about that. So we get done with the snow, we'll go looking at the NAM 3 kilometer, and we'll see what the sky looks like. All right, so let's do that. So here we are around 7, 8 a.m. in the morning. Clouds over Long Island, less clouds over New Jersey. Still clouds over Long Island, and then the clouds kind of break up by noonish, I guess, around Long Island. Probably even a little earlier over New Jersey. And then clear skies. So we may have a nice day tomorrow after the snow gets out of here. And we get some clear skies. Wednesday, probably a lot of clouds around. We'll go look at the GFS. See how that goes. GFS obviously has been lately a little excessive on the cloud cover. So, and then Thursday we might have a clear day, but again the GFS is saying there'll be clouds. We'd have to wait till Saturday to get a clear day. We'll have to see what happens. Obviously, this is in the future, way in the future as far as the weekend goes. So it's going to be hard to predict what's going to happen. Let me just look at the clouds on here. All right. So here's 7 a.m. You can see clouds over Long Island. Let's go to 9 a.m. Clouds starting out still over Long Island, but not over Jersey. Let's do 11 a.m. Clouds are moving away from Long Island and New Jersey. But it's going to be cold tomorrow, so it's only going to be in the mid-30s. So especially if there's snow on the ground, it'll help keep the temperatures cold. But it'll be a cold day. Looks like temperatures only in the mid-30s for our area. Or maybe some upper 30s around here. I can look at the temperatures on this too if we want. Look at that. All right. So let's take a look. All right. So we're only GFS has a cold. It's gonna be a cold day tomorrow. Behind that storm, it's gonna pull down some cold, dry air, so mid-30s, and then we stay below normal throughout the rest of the week. See mid-30s on Thursday, maybe around 40 on Friday, and then Saturday we have that cold front come through. It'll only be in the low 30s Saturday looks like a really cold day. So I'll keep you posted on the snowstorm if anything else develops. Otherwise, I'll have another weather update for you tomorrow. We'll see if we can get that banding or not. If it looks like the accumulation is going to be greater, but right now I'm not too excited about this storm. I think it's turning out to be a bit of a just a bit of we just don't have. All right, here's latest snowfall totals from the. All right, so we do have latest snowfall totals. This just came in. So let's take a look. Central Park 1 inch as of 4 p.m. So the areas that got hit hard, basically, northwestern New Jersey, 5.9 at Franklin Lakes. Middletown, Orange County, 8 inch amounts there. LaGuardia, 0.3 as of 4 p.m. I wish they had some more recent observations, but that's pretty much what we have. Nothing really too bad. So that wraps up this weather update. If anything changes, I'll let you know. But other than that, I just don't think it's going to be that bad tonight. Just exercise caution if you're out there on the roads, obviously, because it is slippery, even if it's just wet. Some of that could freeze if the temperature goes below freezing. But as far as big-time snow accumulations, as far as significant or even moderate snow accumulations, I don't see it. I see an inch or two on the grass at best on Long Island. So that wraps up this weather update. Thank you for watching. Take care.